What's going on, guys? So today is officially the end of the regular season. Today is Monday, May 17th, and tomorrow, and when you're watching this, will be the first of the play-in tournament games. So I'm really excited for this. I know I made my last video talking about why I believe that the play-in tournament was a good idea, and I made my case for it, but we're here now. The playoffs are set, the matchups are set, at least for the play-in. So now it's just watch these games and see what happens. There's some very interesting matchups that I'm very excited about. So yeah, let me just, in this video, I haven't discussed it already, but in this video, I'm basically just going to go over these matchups and kind of give my predictions for what I think is going to end up happening. Obviously, predictions are not always right. So if I am wrong, which I probably could be, which is very possible, don't hit me too hard, because at the end of the day, these are, predictions. You can't really, there's no certainty with it. So yeah, before I start with that though, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you don't miss some uploads, since about 90% of you who are watching aren't even subscribed. So yeah, please subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like. That would also be greatly appreciated. And yeah, alright, I got that out of the way. So now let's actually talk about these matchups. So let's start. Where should I start? I'll start in the Eastern Conference, because it's not as interesting as the West, but still worth talking about. So for the 7 and 8 game, okay, let me first actually break down what the tournament is, like what the order is, and then I'll go into the matchup. So 7 plays 8, and then the winner of that game gets the 7th seed. The loser of the 7-8 game plays the winner of the 9-10 game, and then whoever wins that game will get the 8th seed. Okay, got that out of the way. So in the East, so we have the 7 and 8 game. It is the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards. So first of all, shout out to the Wizards for coming back and making it into the 8th seed after how horrible of a start they had, to no fault of their own. Injuries, COVID, a lot happened, but they really turned it around, especially in the past couple months. So for them to be where they were to now being in the 8th seed, fighting for a playoff spot, dope for them. Happy for them, because they've been fun to watch too during this whole run. So you have that. So now with the Celtics and the Wizards, now I'm bummed that Jaylen Brown's injured, because I think this would be a very fun matchup with all the teams at full strength. But no Jaylen Brown kind of changes my prediction, because the Celtics have been so confusing this season. They look so good for a little bit, and then they look just horrible for a stretch. So I just don't know what it is. Kemba Walker's been very inconsistent. He has been done pretty well in this last, couple weeks. Jason Tatum has, he's a superstar, right? No doubt about it. But even he's had some up and down games. I remember that game against the Bulls. That was rough for him. But, do I think that Jason Tatum is going to be enough to beat a Wizards team that has a lot of momentum on their side? They've been winning a lot of games. Russell Westbrook has been terrific for them, making history, triple doubles out the ass, and then just playing well in general. Bradley Beal, who has been on an unbelievable scoring tear. I am worried about the fact that he is a little bit injured, because yesterday he played in that last game and he was hobbled. He did not look good at all, and it was very obvious that he should not have played that game, because he was very injured. And is that going to be a problem tomorrow when they play? I hope not. I want to see Bradley Beal ball out, but do I think that it could be a factor? I wouldn't rule it out, right? If Bradley Beal's not having a great game, and if Jason Tatum is, that could change things. But then also, I like the way the momentum is shifted for the Wizards, and I just think that the way that they've gone about it, they're going to carry that momentum, especially with the trajectories of both teams. Celtics have been so disappointing this season, and there's really not been any upswing or any positive sign for them this season, especially with the injuries of Jaylen Brown getting hurt. I just don't see how that works out. So yeah, so for the 7 and 8 game, I have the Wizards winning that game. I do. I have the Wizards winning that game, and they're gonna get the 7th seed, and they're gonna play the Brooklyn Nets, which that would be a fun matchup. Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Yeah, I need that. So the Wizards would, in this prediction, the Wizards get the 7th seed, so the Celtics would fall, and they play the winner of Pacers and Hornets. Now, I think the Pacers could win this game. The only issue is that it's going to take a lot out of Sabonis, and he's been great this season, no doubt about it, but other than him, the Pacers team is really not there. TJ McConnell is a very good piece for them, who I really like, but he's not going to carry the weight like you would want him to, especially in a game like this. So, if the Hornets are able to slow down Sabonis a little bit, I give the Hornets the win. So, yeah, not just because I want the Hornets to win, because they're a fun team and they're very exciting. I think they can beat the Pacers. I really do. So, LaMelo Ball hasn't really been great since he came back from injury, but I think he can pick it up. He's had some moments even after coming back from the injury where he could show that, yeah, he's still incredible. So I think he'll be fine. But the team as a whole is what's giving me reason to believe the Hornets are going to win. They're so much deeper. They're so much more talented on all sides. Watch a game and you'll see why. They're so well-rounded. Terry Rozier has been terrific this season. He can drop 40 whenever. It feels like, just how efficient of a scorer he is. And then you have Devontae Graham, who can shoot. And then you have Miles Bridges, who's been incredible. And then you have PJ Washington. So, Jaden McDaniels too. So, this is just a good, well-rounded team. And when they all are playing together, they're fun and they're good. So it's hard to stop them on offense. That's the key, right? Because they get on a little bit of a run, and that's basically it, because they don't stop from there. So I feel like I'm putting up that against a Pacers team that's depleted and is going to just require Sabonis to do everything. Yeah, I have the Hornets winning that game. So Pacers out of the playoffs. Hornets win the 9-10 game, and then they play the Celtics. And, damn. Could the Celtics beat the Hornets? Could the Hornets beat the Celtics? They did in the regular season, right? The Hornets, washed the Celtics completely. They hit every three. They were shooting assists. So, it's hard to predict because it's just a one-game thing, right? But, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. But, if I had to bet right now, if it was the Celtics and the Hornets who were playing for the 8th seed, I'd give it to the Celtics. Surprisingly, but I think Jason Tatum would do enough because of his star power. I think that he can do enough to beat the Hornets barely. Now, that's my prediction. Who knows what's going to happen? It's hard to predict, especially with it being just a one-game situation. But, yeah, I have the Celtics beating the Hornets in that game. So then, that would mean, like I said, the Wizards would be the 7th seed, they play the Nets, and the Celtics would be the 8th seed, they play the Sixers. So that's my prediction for the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, not an easy prediction because it's just so odd. The matchups and the injury situation, it's hard to predict. But, so that's the East. I got that out of the way. Now let's go to the West. This is fascinating. Of course, we have to talk about it. The one matchup that everyone has been looking forward to. And Adam Silver has been looking forward to because ratings are going to be amazing for this game. The Lakers and the Warriors in the 7-8 game. That is LeBron and Steph, right? That's just amazing, right? The fact that it matched up this way is so perfect. And that time, that the social media is going to be crazy that game. No matter what happens, no matter who wins, social media is going to be a mess. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be toxic. And I cannot wait because it's going to be fun for everyone else. If you're not a Lakers fan or you're not a LeBron fan, you're not a Warriors fan, you're not a Steph fan, you're just a neutral person watching this game, it's going to be fun for you because you don't have any stake in it. So you're not going to be the one who's going to be so emotionally invested in it to the point where you're having meltdowns on Twitter or going crazy on Twitter, right? You're just going to watch and enjoy the game and watch the chaos unfold on social media. And it's going to be fun. So, yeah, for this game, look, I have the Lakers winning this game. Look, LeBron, he tweaked his ankle yesterday. I think he's going to be fine. Anthony Davis, since he came back from injury, has looked pretty good. So, and also the Lakers are more well-rounded. I like what I've seen in spurts from the rest of the guys. Kuzma has had some decent moments. Caruso, he's been all right. Taylor Horton-Tucker has been pretty good for them. Andre Drummond needs to get his act together. I think that's fair to say. But, yeah, I have the Lakers winning this game. I think as long as they slow down... You can't slow down Steph. Let me get that out of the way first. You're not going to be able to slow him down. He's going to do whatever he does. He's the scoring champion for all I know. So, I don't think you can stop him, but I think that if they can just like slow him down to the fact where he's not completely altering the trajectory of the game by himself, I think that the Lakers are going to be fine. LeBron and AD, I don't see that. I don't see them losing to a team where, even if it's just Steph going off, even if he does go off, I think that if Wiggins is having a good game, if Draymond, if Jordan Poole, I think if they're having good games, then it gets interesting. But with the way the season has gone, I just don't see it happening. I think Steph is going to do everything he can. I think he's going to have an incredible game, but I think the Lakers are going to pull it out. That's just my opinion. So they'll get the 7th seed and play the Phoenix Suns, which if you're a Lakers fan, you don't hate that because the Suns, they've been great this season, but they're beatable, right? Like they're not the Clippers. Like I think if they were matching up against the Clippers in the first round, that would be way more interesting and also a lot more tough. So if you're the Lakers, you can beat the Suns in a 7-game series. Not easily, but you could do it. So, you know, if you're a Lakers fan, you wouldn't hate going up against the Suns or the Jazz for that matter. So Lakers get the 7th seed. Warriors are going to be in the 8th. They're going to play against the winner of the Grizzlies and the Spurs. Now, this is interesting because the Spurs they're such a weird team because like it's not like they're bad, but they're not great. And, you know, it's rare for the Spurs because they've been such a good team for so long, right? But I just don't see, with the way the Grizzlies have been, right? Like, there's some questions with them too, right? Like, I mean, just watch that game yesterday with the Grizzlies and Warriors. The disrespect they showed to Ja Morant, just leaving him open for 3. And, you know, Ja wasn't making them. So, the disrespect was warranted. But I think Ja Morant he's been incredible this season, right? He's been great. But I think that him, along with Dillon Brooks, as long as he stays out of foul trouble, I think if Jaren Jackson Jr. can just get back to a little bit of what he can be, I think the Grizzlies are going to be fine. The Spurs, they can slow down Ja Morant. They have good defenders. They have Lonnie Walker. They have Keldon Johnson. So, you know, DeMar DeRozan's a very good player. I think he's being forgotten, but he's still an incredible player, DeMar DeRozan. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, but I would give the edge to the Grizzlies just because they've had the better season, and I think that Ja Morant is going to have a lot better of a game than he did against the Warriors. So, yeah, I think the Grizzlies are going to pull that out barely, though. So, yeah, so then that means the Grizzlies and Warriors would meet, and they'd be playing for the 8th seed. And in that case, I'd go with the Warriors. I think Steph, again, like, you know, I mean, we saw the game yesterday with the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Steph had a great game. He had 46, right? But he doesn't have to do that to win. Jordan Poole had a really good game. Andrew Wiggins was alright. Draymond Green was very aggressive, and that helped them a lot. So, I think the Warriors would win that game against the Grizzlies. And, yeah, that would give the Warriors the 8th seed, and they play the Jazz, which would be a very fascinating series and would not be as easy to predict as some would think. So, yeah, now let me sum it up. That's basically the prediction. So, what I have is, in the East, the Wizards get the 7th seed and the Celtics get the 8th seed. And in the West, the Lakers get the 7th seed, the Warriors get the 8th seed. So, that's the matchups. That's the predictions for this play-in tournament. I'm very curious to see how this goes. It's hard to predict because it's just one game and anything can happen, but I did my best. So, yeah, that was, man, I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for this. It's going to be fun, regardless of what happens. So, yeah. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like. And comment down below what you think about these play matchups. Do you think I'm wrong? Who do you think is going to win? You know, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss an upload. And also, I'm going to give my first round playoff predictions later in the week. I'm going to try to do it either Friday. I'm going to try to upload it either Friday night or Saturday morning right before the games start on Saturday. So I'm going to try to get it up Friday. Hopefully I can. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that's going to be my next video. It's going to be later this week. It'll be the first round predictions. I'm going to do 2 videos. I'm going to do one for the Eastern, or I might just do one video for all the conferences. I think that'd be easier if I just gave my first round predictions for both the East and West in one video. I think that'd be more structured and it'd save me some time, right? So I think I'll just do that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that later in the week. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys again for watching the video and everything, and for your continued support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.